cracking, isn't it?
Yep.
Well, as you can see, we are in Blea Tarn in the Lake District. That's my mate David, who's come and met me. You're here for the week with your wife, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
I've kind of gate crashed their party, so just so he told me they were coming to the Lake District. So I thought, right, I'm there. There was no invitation. I went anyway. So we've agreed to meet for sunrise, beautiful sunrise. You can see at Blea Tarn, which is a very Tarn, I believe, is small lake, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, small lake in the Lake District. And what an amazing drive up to this place. It was pitch black, but the roads were absolutely crazy. It was really, really good fun. And we've got here this morning. We've got really, really peaceful, calm water. It's quite overcast. We're about, I'd say, probably half an hour before sunrise. So absolutely loads of time. It's starting to get light, so we can actually see what's around us. But it's a very, very popular place for photography. And as you can see why, there's so many, there's this fence which we're not sure has even got a purpose in life, but it looks amazing in photographs. That's over there. We've got a load of rocks in the water, and then obviously this sort of jetty sticking out with all these trees on it, leading up to the rocks, which I did know, Chris Dale did tell me the names of them mountains. I'll have to put them in the bottom, in the background there. So it's got so much potential for a really, really nice photograph. And yeah, nice still water as well, which means not really much to do, just press shutter really. So yeah, going to get the coffee on, have a wander around, and then see what different compositions we can find. I'm literally not going to touch the camera, that camera anyway, until I've had time to sit, take it all in, relax, and just enjoy it a little bit, as opposed to rushing around with the camera trying to frantically look for a photograph. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy this one. I'll see you in a second. This is one of the most amazing mornings I've ever had. Look at this place. It's absolutely incredible, and I'm just so happy right now. This is amazing. This is what landscape photography is about. Just coming here. David's jumped the other side of the wall, so I'd like to say spending it with a mate, but I can't even see him at the minute. But look at the view. Look at the light. Look at the conditions. I mean, I'll admit it went a bit frantic for about 5 minutes. I was sort of running around grabbing the 3 compositions that I wanted to get. A portrait one with these rocks sort of leading off into the mountain, which for about 5 minutes lit up beautifully that mountain at the top there. So it went really, really perfect. I'm so happy. So I focus stacked on these 2 rocks in the foreground here, and then did another about f13, another focal point on the trees there, and focus again on the trees there, and then focus again on the mountains. So I don't think I'm going to need all 3, but I've got the 3 nice tack sharp. Point out my new tripod as well, which I've got to thank actually all you guys that give me some tips on social media as to which tripod to get. And a lot of you recommended this one, so thanks so much. This is the BENRO MACH 3 and the G20 or G2 head. So I couldn't be happier with this tripod. It's absolutely fantastic, and luckily, because it goes nice and high, because I've had to lift the camera up quite high to be able to see the trees. So you've got the tree reflecting, and then you've got this rock, and with the tripod down here, you wouldn't have been able to see that bottom tree reflecting. So the camera's gone quite high, and obviously portrait mode, just so I can get a nice clear view of the rock and the trees reflecting. And that light's kicking off on that mountain again now. This place is amazing. I'm loving it. So filter wise, I've got my ND8 Nissi filter on there, and a 0.6 grad just to balance the sky a little bit. It doesn't really need the grad so much because it's reflecting perfectly. The sky's reflecting perfectly in the water, so don't really need too much of the grad because it's the same exposure, pretty much the same brightness on the bottom as the top. So you could pretty much get away with it without that, but it's, yeah, cracking. First time I've touched that metal and got away with it. This morning has been absolutely unbelievable. Wasn't expecting anything. I mean, we'll have Wales, it was dreadful, dreadful weather. So to get here and find this morning light up, pretty much like the last time I was with Chris Dale in the Lake District, it was just a stunning, stunning morning. So we've had an amazing morning. It's got nice and calm now, so we've had plenty of time to get loads of shots with the reflections and everything in. So I've just done a bit of a quick shot here. We sat around having a coffee with a few of the photographers actually, and I spotted these sort of stepping stones of these rocks leading up to the mountain. And yeah, just doing a long exposure on this. It's about a minute and a half. Just focusing on the middle rock here, which has got some really, really nice colours in it. So that kind of stepping stone effect points up to them trees. I'm not going to focus stack it like I have done with the previous photographs. I'm just going to focus on these rocks at, what am I on, at F11. What an amazing morning it's been at Blea Tarn in the Lake District. It's absolutely fantastic. I had about 5 locations and I couldn't decide which one. Have all the locations that I had listed in the Lake District looks fantastic for landscape photography. So we couldn't really go wrong, but Blea Tarn and Wastwater, which we're going to head to next, were my top 3. So really, really glad we're coming here this morning. We weren't expecting the sunrise that we got. It's been absolutely fantastic, really, really amazing. Can't believe the water stayed so calm, there's no breeze. Yeah, it's been really, 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 really fantastic morning. I wanted to talk to you about sort of the mistakes I make, basically, and no matter how hard I try, you know, I always want to be better. You know, landscape photography is not my profession. Commercial photography is my profession, but landscape photography is just a hobby. So obviously, with the pressures of commercial photography, you've got to get it right. Your clients have got to be happy and stuff like that. And landscape photography, because it's more relaxed for me, I'm sitting here enjoying it. I'm sort of taking it in. I don't really feel the pressure, and sometimes I don't feel motivated to get the shot quite as good as it could be. And I want that to change. It's kind of a bad habit because you just get into the sort of, when you're in a nice environment like this, it's nice to just relax and take it in sometimes, and I really enjoy that. I mean, today's been a really, really good example of me just wanting to sort of wander around, take all the scenery, and not really concentrating on perfecting the composition, waiting for it, and anticipating the light a little bit. And that's what I've tried to do today. So I had a wander around earlier and just made sure that I had 2 or 3 sort of compositions that I wanted to get. Didn't take the camera out, didn't put the tripod down, I just looked at it and thought, right, that lens, that shot, that filter, when the light comes right, we'll do this, right? So unfortunately, with the wind picked up and we lost the reflections for a little bit, we did panic, but I really wanted to sort of slow down and imagine that I could only take 1 photograph of each composition. Imagine I was shooting film. So instead of having the luxury of digital where you can go, no, not right, down a bit, snap, no, not quite right, down a bit. I didn't want to do that. I wanted to sort of slow down, step back, put the camera on the tripod when I find the composition, look at it and think, am I happy with this shot? Is there any part, say like with the rock sticking through where the tree reflection would be, is there any part of the reflection or any part of the light or any part of the composition that I'm not happy with? I mean, call them rule of thirds, but is there any parts of the thirds that aren't quite balanced right? And any way I can improve the shot. And I really did slow down, force myself to. It also meant that obviously not filming as much, because obviously I wanted to concentrate on getting the shot right and literally concentrate on not sort of socialising with other people, messing around, and yeah, just really wanted to get the photograph right. And such a good location as well. I didn't want to leave, get home, look at the photographs and think, do you know what, I wish I'd taken more time to just think that through. What was I doing, like, you know? So I really hope today has been a lesson for me that I can sort of from now on be a bit more, assess the situation and think, right, what do I want to do? Find 2 or 3 sort of compositions within the area, don't touch the tripod, look at it and think, right, how can we take this shot that's going to be bang on? What do I need to do? And be a bit more methodical and a bit more like sort of focused, pardon the pun, on getting a good image, as opposed to looking at it and think, right, okay, we're going to have to crop the life out of that on Lightroom later on. I wanted to get it right, I wanted to slow down and and focus a bit more on the landscape photography, more so than the coffee and sitting here and relaxing in such an amazing location. So yeah, I think I did it today. I was over that side, Davey was over that side, so I was able to just concentrate on the photography, and obviously it meant that I couldn't really speak to you guys so much, but it was good to sort of slow down and think, right, how can I find a composition? I mean, the problem with places like this, it's not really a problem, but you know, it's so easy to do the overdone shot, and I'm always looking for a way that I can do something different. You know, I've always want to find a composition that's not obvious. It might not be as good as the shot that everybody takes, but at least it's different, and you're trying, you're thinking, you're putting yourself out there a little bit. You're thinking outside the box. And out your comfort zone. It's very easy to find the go-to rock and the go-to foreground and the background there, and just line it up like everybody else does. But you know, it doesn't challenge you, it doesn't push you, it doesn't make you develop as a photographer. And that's what I'm trying to do. Is as a landscape photographer, I really want to be a better landscape photographer. I don't consider myself by any means a good landscape photographer right now, but I'd like to, in a couple of years, look at my journey through my YouTube videos and see how I've actually got better. And I think by slowing down, looking at the composition, taking it in, thinking about the lens, thinking about the compression, thinking about the filters, waiting for the right light, I think I'll get there. And yeah, so YouTube's helped me with that. So I can actually see when you look back through some of my videos, don't do it, but with my early videos, they're terrible. So I think I've definitely seen a bit of progression. And so yeah, thank you YouTube, and thank you guys for supporting me. We're getting there slowly, but we're getting there. So yeah, I think I've learned a lot today. Trying to do some things methodical, slow down, and yeah, take it all in and enjoy it as well. But thanks so much for watching. We're going to head over to Wastwater now. Hopefully I'll be able to camp there tonight. If it stays like this, I'll definitely be camping there tonight, and then another nice sunrise in Wastwater tomorrow. It's supposed to be an amazing location. I'm really looking forward to going there, and yeah, really excited. But thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please hit like, please hit the subscribe button as well, drop a comment, it'd be great to hear from you. Thanks so much for watching. So this was not supposed to happen. We can't believe it. We've run down to Coniston Water, and we've got here, and look at this. Absolutely flipping incredible. So we've had an amazing sunrise and now an amazing sunset. So we didn't really know how to get here. We knew how to get to Coniston Water. We wasn't sure where this jetty was, so we literally just had to sprint from the car to get here as quick as we could. And we managed to find it on Google Maps, abandon the car pretty much, and get it down here and catch this amazing sky. Absolutely thrilled. So amazing sunrise and now an amazing sunset, twice in one day. Unbelievable.